Well, for those of you who don't know, one of the things that I am very, very much fixated on this Revolution podcast and have been fixated on in my writing for several years is the way in which and the role of class within communities of color and how they are used by the power elite to maintain a politics of containment. And one of the things that I found disappointing in the book Elite Capture by Olufemi Taiwo, I hope I'm pronouncing his name
You're
correctly,
doing way better than I do. So props to you for getting that far.
is that the book really does not go into detail into the origins of this specific strategy of the ruling class and attributes the concept of identity politics to the Combahee River Collective. Whether the term identity politics or not initiated from them, the concept of using black elites as a buffer class to maintain social control of black and brown people goes back to the 19th century and has been a tool of elites not only with black people. It was done with Native Americans, it was done in Hawaii, it's been done all over the third world, it's been done all over Africa as well. But one of the things that we have to understand is that the key linchpin in the effectiveness of American capital or Western capital in being able to create a buffer class to maintain social control is the world of capitalist philanthropy. And one of the things I found particularly disappointing about Mr. Taiwo's book is that he really goes into kind of objective platitudes about elite capture, but he doesn't go into the history of how the foundation world and the philanthropic world from the 19th century, things like the Peabody Foundation, the Rosenwald Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, the Carnegie Foundation, have been intertwined with the lives of communities of color domestically and abroad to create programs that allow the development of international capitalism and make sure that this kind of buffer class is elevated to work at the behest of the elites. And what ends up happening is that, and I can understand, by the way, Jason, why so many people have suggested that we have Mr. Taiwo on the show and why they think that his analysis would be simpatico with ours because he uses the quotations of people like E. Franklin Frazier from the Black Bourgeoisie. He discusses Carter G. Woodson's discussion of the miseducation of the Negro. He mentions Amilcar Cabral. There is, and he also mentions Fanon. There is a patina of assumption that he really, really analyzes the way class works amongst communities of color and amongst black people. When in reality, all he does is just cite the commentary of those individuals and doesn't use it to make a contemporary statement about movements like Black Lives Matter, which he praises, about the role of academics, which people like Walter Rodney said are as much as enemy of the people. Black academics are as much as enemy of the people as whites till proven otherwise, and basically makes it seems like there is this the superstructure of society makes it so elites are able to do this because they control the various structures of society, and as a result it's easier for them to create these functions without any particular detail about how, particularly on the left, the foundation world has been one of the main ways in which capital has been able to maintain control of not only the politics of people of color, but the politics of the left overall. The Ford Foundation finances all types of left activity. Some of the TV shows that we watch on the left regularly are financed by them as well. And the disappointment I have with the book, it's not that, I mean, it's not that I don't think that Mr. Taiwo's intention was malicious. It's just that I felt that his analysis was very milk toast in that it did not really get to the ways in which and the mechanisms of how exactly the foundation world and the philanthropic world really actually infiltrate and create this buffer class through educational institutions, through financing movements, through financing organizations, and through financing the media mechanisms that actually allow them to to function. And one of the reasons why I think that he does this is because it strikes me that he is more interested in an identitarian plea to give credit to individuals because of whether their gender or their sexual orientation for being participatory factors in movements than actually interrogating the fact that, listen, the Kumbahachi River Collective were a bunch of academic elites. They were not exactly the proletariat. You know, many of the people, many of these people that you're talking about, Black Lives Matter, these women were career foundation working NGO employees before they started this hashtag. Let's talk about the way in which the people that we call quote unquote organizers are oftentimes trained by the foundation world to actually control the vision that we have in these so-called movements. Let's talk about how we have people who are getting foundation money today in aspects of left media that that asks, well, why is it that people are actually getting this kind of cash based on what they're talking about?